What's up, boys? Got some fresh jank for you today. Calling it Emergency Amnesia. For no particular reason. We got 3 Blink of an Eye, 1 Negate, 1 Root Snare, 4 Growth Spiral, 4 Induced Amnesia, 3 Gift of Paradise, 1 Settle the Wreckage, 4 Smothering Tithe, 2 Chemister's Insight, 2 Cleansing Nova, 2 Precognitive Perception, 1 River's Rebuke, 1 Immortal Sun, 1 Overflowing Insight, and 4 Emergency Powers. Also got 25 lands here. So, I'll give you guys another chance to read this card. Induced Amnesia. When Induced Amnesia enters the battlefield, target player exiles all cards from their hand face down, then draws that many cards. When Induced Amnesia is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, return the exiled cards to their owner's hand. So, if this card does get bounced somehow, we got this. If this gets bounced, the cards are permanently exiled. And also, when cards are drawn, we get treasures potentially from Smothering Tithe. So, it's kind of the deck. Force opponent to draw some cards, get some treasures, exile some cards. It's pretty bad, but we're gonna just jank it up today. See how it goes. Alright. Got Spray and Pray. And this hand is a little slow, but we got the Growth Spiral, so we could get there. We go first, too. Doesn't get too much better than this. We'll see, though. This deck does have some pretty bad matchups. Hopefully we can get it there. Hello. Hello, opponents. Alright, another Growth Spiral. Probably looking to drop Smothering Tithe here. On our turn 3. Get some of those treasures going. So we actually have everything we need. Maybe we're a little short on land, but once the Tithe gets out, that's all we need. We would like more than 1 Tithe, but we'll get there eventually. But once we have 1 Tithe and Emergency Powers, we're kind of good to go. Of course, opponent could easily destroy it. We'll see how that goes. Gotta pay the toll, dude, while he pays it. So he skips his turn. I mean, we're gonna take 1 damage, but we're okay with this. Now, drawing powers back to back is redundant, so we don't want that, but it's alright. I'm gonna Chemisters here, try and hit our land drop. It's the one thing we're lacking right now. Alright, we're getting there. So, see if opponent pays this time. Okay, he gives us the treasure. So he might have a 4-drop. Bunch of vampire tokens. Alright. I don't think we're dead here. Sucks to miss our land drop again. We could get greedy with a Growth Spiral, but pretty sure the opponent will. We'll see. Maybe we could play the Growth Spiral on his turn. We'll see how many treasures we get. We just want to definitely powers next turn, if at all possible. Which it's looking like it is going to be possible. So we'll see. So does the opponent tap out, or does he give us 2 treasures? Okay, there's our 7. And we got 8. So, out of greed, I'm thinking about just doing this. Don't do this at home. You'll probably regret it, and I regret it instantly. That's okay, we still have 7 mana. As long as we get our 7 for powers, we'll be alright. Alright, is this gonna work the first time? What a miracle. Let's resolve all. Okay. Alright. Would have been nice to hit that land drop, but what can you do? Alright, boys. So yeah, we're just gonna go in. We're gonna say, here we go. Drop powers, reshuffle everything. We did pick up a Tithe, 3rd Tithe. Let's go ahead and put a stop, because we're going to be doing a lot of stuff this turn. Now the one thing I've learned with this deck is we need to draw as much as possible before we do other actions. So let's get some draw going. We're definitely looking for more Amnesia. Don't need lands, we'll pick those up for sure. We haven't played our land yet this turn. Alright. Now, these we can just go ahead and drop. So this is, we pay 3 mana to generate 7. So it's a net gain of 4 mana for every Amnesia we have. Also, you guys can note, okay, it's actually more because we have 3 Tithes. So we'll see if opponent can even do anything. Maybe he has a 1 converted mana cost spell. I doubt it though. We're still looking pretty good. We got the 2 draws from Growth Spirals. We got a draw from Blink of an Eye. And we can, oh yeah, we have the emergency powers as well, so we're good to go for another round as well. So I should have drawn first, rather than play the Induced Amnesia, but it doesn't make too much of a difference. Let's go ahead and resolve all those. See how many charges we got? 30 right now, so not quite infinite, but more than enough for our purposes. This deck kind of relies on getting the Tithes out and not having them be disrupted, so did get pretty lucky to get 3 there. Alright, we'll just drop this tapped. I don't think we really care too much. Just get these out of our hand. We still haven't done our land drop for the turn. So now these cards are going to be gone forever. Even if opponent does have some kind of enchant destruction, which usually they don't run. So, despite this being pretty insane, we may not have lethal here. We'll see about that. Because we're still at the mercy of our deck. Because we're drawing another hand of 7 with powers. We did get a couple lands into play. Growth Spiral is pretty useful, but yeah. It's probably better for me to play a land here first. Doesn't do too much. Sometimes I like to wait so I can drop the Memorials to Glory, but it doesn't matter really. Alright, here we go. So we gotta get there off of 1 Chemisters. I'm going to drop this because our mana is more than enough at this point. So now we gotta start thinking, are we dead next turn? So these are basically two ones. So that's 5, that's 8. So we might not be dead next turn, which is good. Let's go ahead and Chemisters, since that's all we got. We do have the Nova, so won't be dead, but ideally we could just win this turn. Still got a ways to go though. 20 cards exiled. Is this guy running more than... This guy's deck is more than 60 cards. This guy's on the next level. We're not prepared. So precog was just what we needed to pick up there. And of course the rope is the mortal enemy of most treasure decks I found. Alright, so we're not looking for settle. Don't need any of these. Oh, sorry guys. Alright, there we go. So I usually don't like to shuffle, or I usually don't like to flashback Chemisters, but thinking about it here, oops, not paying attention. Anyway, normally we would try to insight the opponent, but might just play it on ourselves here. We are still away from roping, even though it looks like we're almost dead. We still have 1 time clock, so we should be okay. So we'll flashback the insight, jumpstart the insight as a last resort. Get some life. Yeah, we're going to insight ourselves. But we do have the option to insight the opponent, of course. 3. So yeah, let's lead with the growth spirals. We may have to, I'm not sure why he's saying hello to me. I'm looking at all my plays, he's the one roping. Well, I'm the one roping as well, but let's just cancel that. Let's draw first. We do play a lot of solitaire with this deck. Looking for another emergency powers. I don't think we even want that right now. Looking for powers here. There we go. We did hit it. We have so many treasures at this point. I guess we Wrath first. Sometimes I let them keep their permanents because we do have the River's Rebuke, but in the situation, he has so many tokens, it's not like we're adding too much to his hand. So it probably doesn't matter too much. 2 extra permanents. So he goes from 7 to 9 cards in hand. So 7 will be fine. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that, just to get it out of our hand, and then we don't risk losing to a bad powers draw. Look at all these lands though, jeez. If I didn't have the powers here, the play would be to Induced Amnesia myself, removing basically all these lands from the game, which would help our future powers to a huge degree. Just about 25 cards left in the opponent's library. And now we're going to powers again. At some point we definitely need to get more cards in his hand though. Best way to do that is the insight. Let's resolve all these. So you can see we're about halfway on the clock, even though we started roping a couple minutes ago. So we're still doing right. Yeah, I would really like to exile this whole hand, but because we have the powers, we can't really afford to. So, don't have infinite mana, but we've got quite a bit. At this point, drawing too many lands is the biggest risk, so hopefully we don't get screwed again. I wish they would add an auto tap function for treasures. Auto sack. Let's draw some more cards. 25 land in our deck. 2, 5. So 15 land left. Alright. Let's put in Sunpetal Grove. We are going to rope here, but it's okay. So we'll draw with Chemisters first. We'll probably double draw. At this point, it's only going to shuffle one additional time because we only have 1 powers left in the deck, so definitely this needs to be the cycle when we do the most damage to their hand. We should have enough time here. So we'll draw. Ooh, that's risky. We're gonna draw again. If we click too fast on the treasures, it will glitch out. If you guys think I could be playing faster. Can't play too much faster. Alright. Did get a precog off of that. So the insight we're doing as a last resort, because we would much prefer to insight our opponent. Alright. So that was our last timeout. Hopefully we don't die here. I think we can safely do this. We're going to draw a ton of cards. This is pretty risky, but hopefully we can make it work. So this does remove my whole... So I'm going to amnesia myself here, removing all these lands from my library. As long as I have the time for it. We are almost out of time. So the goal here, we can exile, what, 14 from his hand, so it's not quite lethal, because this guy's playing with a larger than 60 card deck. We amnesia ourselves for sure here. As long as we have the time for it. Alright. Might as well play this. Maybe we shouldn't have played that actually. We don't have the time. Oh god, never had this happen before. And it discards the powers? Oh my god, I think we lose. What the heck is this? What? Oh my god. Okay, alright boys. This is gonna be interesting. Oh, can we even win? This is ridiculous. It discards the powers. Oh my god. So we have 3 Blink of an Eyes in our deck. That was unbelievable. So that was that was a pretty big misplay for it to discard the powers. I would have been fine with any other discard. I mean, obviously the Blink of an Eye would have sucked, but could have reshuffled it and redrawn it. But that happens to be our 4th powers there. Jesus. Oh man. I don't know if we can win. I mean, we can exile. Opponent will have 7 at the end of their turn. So we can do 7. And we have 1 more Blink of an Eye that we need to draw into. We do have a little bit of time. Man, we were quite close. We were quite close. Actually, we'll just draw right now. Might as well exile the ones with his cards on them, even though I never plan on getting these cards back. There's just one Root Snare under there, if I recall correctly. Man, that was pretty insane. We can't even get there. We might be able to outlast them, but we need to draw our second blink of an eye. That was insane. Alright. Let's see if we can get there. No Root Snare. We have one negate. It's not going to do too much. So, let's just lead with the card draw. Opponent does have 7 cards in their hand. So we have Rebuke. That can be our surprise. So now we can actually get 8. We can get 16. They'll have 3 cards left. I'm just going to drop these. Just going to burn this as well. Don't really care for it. We're going to draw down to 4 cards or so. Might as well drop the Grove. So we may allow him to, I don't know if we can afford to take this damage though. We don't have a Root Snare. Maybe we can. 2, 4, 6, 8. I think we have a Settle somewhere in the deck. I don't think we exiled that, but we may have. Just in case. So yeah, about 20 plus 35, so 54 plus 6. 60, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 70. Opponent's 74 card deck. It's taking him the distance this game. It's the secret sauce against these mill type decks. Alright. Still looking to draw some more. Might as well. Just kind of playing everything out here. Let's see. So we're gonna blink. But seriously guys, I've played quite a bit of this deck. It's literally never happened before. Alright, Mortal Sun, it's fine. I've never timed out playing this deck. I guess it's because he would have been decked out a bit ago if he was running 60 cards. I think we're going to take this. 3, 6, 7. Maybe we can't. Maybe we Wrath this and let him play out some creatures, and then we Rebuke plus Amnesia next turn. This is only +1, doesn't do much. Say go. What do we have left in the deck? This is probably a glitch. This card says to exile face down. I should know which cards I exile. But I also should know due to my own playing the deck, so I think it was just a Root Snare and a bunch of lands. Wow. Pretty amazed we hit that last powers. That was pretty impressive, actually. So we still have Settle in the deck, I think, unless that was in the Root Snare hand. Doesn't do much. So we basically need to get there off of these Induced Amnesias, and we might have committed ourselves too much with the Immortal Sun, because that gives us 3 turns to survive. It's almost better for him if he plays nothing, because then he'll be stuck with 7 cards in his hand. So Precog kills us here. We definitely can't win by inducing him twice. It'll draw 14, so I guess we just sit. How many cards in our library? Only 1? No, 3. Oh, we know them all. Alright, boys. Looks like we are dead to a 74 card deck. And some insane RNG. Wow. Opponent is winning despite not playing anything. Oh my god. What is this? Does opponent skip their turn again? Man, if I hadn't played the Immortal Sun, we would have been okay, actually. So that was also in misplay. But also, if opponent plays, like... he would need to draw a card. If he plays out a permanent, we could get him for 8. We could still get him if he plays something, but it seems like he's just AFK. He may have alt F4'd. We can still lose to an alt F4'd opponent. That's pretty damn impressive in my book. Alright. This is our last turn. So we can bounce these to our hand, actually. That's definitely the play. Wow, what was I thinking? So we can Rebuke and then play everything. We just need to add all the mana to our pool first. Wish I could start doing that now. Not sure why I didn't think of that. I've gotten kills doing that before. Maybe I was dead set on losing. Alright. Just adding mana. How much do we need? 2, or actually it's going to be 3 because we have Immortal Sun, which we're not going to replay. So, I think we need to do it 3 times, so 9. Plus 6, well 5 for River's Rebuke, so 14. There's 14. We'll add a couple extras in case. Just do like 20, I guess. Okay. Hopefully I didn't miscount horribly. Ooh, no, not yet. So maybe a few more mana. Right. Yeah, tap all button would be useful. Or a sacrifice all treasures button. So we have one card left in our library. Pretty impressive. Feel kind of bad beating our AFK opponent, but maybe he's not actually AFK. So, either way. So what do we have left? 11 mana? Should be more than enough. Can Rebuke. I don't think he's clicking resolve. Seems to be going kind of slow. I don't know if there's a limit on treasures we can have, but hopefully we don't hit it. Glitch at the client. It's kind of hanging. Seems like there's a out of sync with the audio. Alright. Here we go. Let's return all my permanents. Drop the Amnesia. This should get it. Alright. So, River's Rebuke, my get out of jail free card. Managed to mill the almost 75 cards. Maybe it was 75 cards, 74 cards in the opponent's deck. Pretty impressive. Alright, guys. Hopefully you like that one. Emergency Amnesia. Try it out. Costs way too many wild cards, though. I don't blame you if you can't try it out. Alright, thanks, guys. Catch you later. Maybe we'll do one more. Maybe we'll do one more. Drewzilla, 1977. Alright. Got the growth spiral. Gonna keep it. Not a bad hand. Any hand with growth spiral is pretty good. But we'll see if I get as lucky this time with the Smothering Tithes. Alright. I don't think he would counter it, but just gonna play it on my turn. Can't afford to get it negated. Although, now he would negate the Tithe, so maybe that wasn't the play. What am I playing? Some creatures. Merfolk, oh boy. It's gonna be rough. Well, at least we get Tithe out. Maybe we'll get some treasures, ramp us up. Do need to precog into some good stuff pretty soon. Deep Root Elite, pretty scary. But at least he didn't have a one-drop. Opponent stuck on 2 lands? Oh no, he pays the toll. He pays the Tithe. But he's still maybe stuck on 2 lands. That would be exciting. Oh. He's stuck on tap lands. That's pretty unfortunate for our opponent, but that's definitely the play. To deny us the treasures. Now, we are going to pay. We need to take advantage of the fact that our opponent has slowed down a bit. Don't need any of these right now. Looking for primarily powers. Yeah. And kind of want to land. But I feel like if we're drawing 3, we'll hit a land. We did. We pulled it off. Oh, we played a land already. Oh yeah, we shopped for it. That's right. Alright, so see if our opponent gives us treasure this turn. Yeah, seems about right. Alright, so now we're looking at 3, 6, 7. So we're going to have 7 next turn. Additionally, if our opponent has 7 cards in hand, we can also amnesia them. Maybe we can wait one more turn. Okay, he growth spirals. He played that tap too, so I guess he is in no rush. That's great for us. Platinum, everybody. And maybe we'll get a draw. Or maybe we'll get a treasure. He does give us the treasure, sweet. So, extra fuel. We won't get the full 7 from Amnesia, so we'll be paying 3 to gain 4. It's not that great. Nobody draws a card from this. And we get another treasure, that's exciting. So I'm probably going to Growth Spiral here. Might as well. Alright. So we can pay 3 to get 5 mana. Guess we might as well do that. Seems good. Alright. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are 1 mana short of powers plus blink. But we can spend 5 mana to get 5 mana and exile his stuff permanently, so we may as well do that. Treasures. Alright. So you guys can see we're going off pretty quickly just due to the growth spirals. Growth spirals, very powerful card. Great common. Alright. So we are going in here. Hopefully we get lucky. Some good draws. Draw 7. We can get this thing started. Alright, do we want to put in... Let's put in Sun. Doesn't change too much, I don't think. Nah, actually Tithe was the play there. It doesn't matter actually, because we can do 6 plus 3 is 9. And we can actually do Growth Spiral as well. And we will Growth Spiral because we are extremely, you know, we need everything we can get with this deck. Alright, make sure it's not a tap land. And we got 6. Ooh, this actually gives us even more mana too. We're riding on the edge here. Just put a stop, even though oh, it's going to resolve all. Alright boys, here we go again. Pretty fortunate to pick up the other powers, and we have quite a bit of draw. I'm not sure why it made us resolve all this time and it didn't make us resolve all last time. Either way, it's fine. Opponent may forfeit here. That would be pretty miraculous to beat a Merfolk deck, but to be fair, he did skip almost his first 3 turns. He had a 1-1, so... Either way, you guys kind of see how the deck works, but hopefully we can pull off a win here. See how it goes. May not flash these because we have the other powers, but definitely looking to pick up some more amnesias or some more bounce before we powers it up again. Alright, perfect. We'll actually do that later, because we can still pick up Insight, draw 7. That'll be the card we're really looking for right now. Target player draw 7. Nope. Does this do anything? That's +2, so we go from 7 to 9. 7 times 4 or 9 times 3, so that's pretty relevant. We'll take the Rebuke. Gotta hurry it up though, no time to waste. Alright, can Rebuke. Kind of afraid of the timer after the last game. I shouldn't be playing all the superfluous stuff, but gotta do it. Oops. Oh boy. Really gotta respect the timer, boys. Alright. How we looking here? Definitely gonna blink. Get this blink going. This one. Get some blue. Oh, double blue. We definitely play out the Gift of Paradise also, just to reduce the number of cards in our deck. And we could flash back the Insights, but I think we just leave them. Higher chance of drawing some draw off of our next powers. Also, our opponent's not going to kill us next turn. There's no way. So even if we brick, we'll still be alright. So yeah, just looking to play the 2 Gift of Paradise and powers, and if our turn is ended, then so be it. I like how the rope kind of grew in length as we were doing this. Let's do that one. Alright. Another tactical play would be to destroy the old Amnesia to give them 5 additional cards and increase the amount that we mill. That was probably a better play. We always find better plays that we could have done, but if we learn something, maybe we'll do it better next time. Alright. Here we go. Opponent has 18 left in the library. Drew 7. Okay. We can do this. Now, unfortunately, would love to insight the opponent, but we have no other plays, causing them to draw 7, and then powers does nothing, so we insight ourselves. But maybe if we had one more Amnesia in the deck, we would have been alright. So again, could have been the play earlier. Alright, we might have him. Or we're getting close anyway. So again, I should be drawing first, but just trying to play everything out. Could draw off the Growth Spiral. Or the Chemisters. Playing a lot of Go Fish here. Yeah, we'll just play this. Discard a Shockland. Might as well do that one. Although opponent can't destroy enchantments anyway. Still rolling with the growth spirals. Might as well play this. Just removing the permanents from our deck, because we are going to, yeah, okay, opponent's done. Wow, so miraculously 2 wins in a row, boys. 2 wins in a row. Alright. This deck is tiresome to play, but super fun. Hopefully you guys liked the video, and thanks for watching. Peace.